Welcome back, everyone, to this AirMech walkthrough or whatever of the map editor. This is going to be episode 1, where we're going to draw out slash plan the map before anything. I'm going to talk a bit before I actually start drawing anything really about what I'm thinking for this map. First off, I've been playing a bit of Command and Conquer for a while. I've been getting back into a more traditional RTS game, and I really like some of the maps that I've seen being played on or played on myself. I like the style of maps they do. How I notice it's different from AirMech is less about lanes and more of a lot of open space. Generally open space to be doing more things than being forced into lanes like AirMech does. Right, so, and the size of it, it's gonna be somewhat, it's gonna be based off one of the maps, but if you do notice it, congratulations. If you don't, you're not supposed to. It's gonna be, what's the ratio called? I think it's 4 by 3, like, yes, 4 by 3. It's, yeah, that's how much the ratio is. The width is 4 units, then the length is 3 units, as you would call it. It's going to be a rectangle, and it's I'm planning, thinking it's the size of Thar, which is yeah, we're not converting AirMech units right now, but it's a sizable map. It's pretty open, but a huge lot of dead space, so like ledges and that. So that's the term I'm going to use. I'm going to draw dead space with black here. You see it? It's going to represent either terrain elevation changes or like actual areas where you're not supposed to be moved to. Another thing what I noticed more about those Command and Conquer maps is uh, they do use dead space, but not a ton of it. Like it won't be like in Biohazard where like half the map is like an empty crater, and like this area, that area, like it leads you, and like even around this island, around the island of Biohazard, there'll be a ton of dead space there, unused parts of the map where no units, or basically any ground unit can't use. We're gonna limit the usage of that, which, yeah, which even on other maps like Duel, you have like how they make the lane is like they have a lot of little these chasm things, dead space, creating like this huge big lane that the map does, and we're gonna limit our usage. It's and a theme I'm gonna use is like the canyon slash desert theme. It's somewhat based on the original map, but it also works well for AirMech because I want to add an urban like environment city in one area, and that tile set specifically has like a road tile, which I really want to use on this. So we're gonna start off drawing out the map now, but I kind of already have like part of it drawn out, and I'm gonna have it at the side here. I don't want to spoil you guys, but how it's gonna work is both teams are gonna start up on the top corner generally, and how I want the game to flow is like it's gonna flow obviously towards their area, but it's gonna go out all the way over here with very strong attractive forces that really want to pull your attention down to here and down to here. While these are, well, they're still viable, okay positions, very important, but it should be equally as important as going for like down here or down here, which is far away from your opponent, who could actually take an opportunity if you're distracted down there. Like if you have economy there and they're harassing it, you could potentially just do something with their attention drawn away, like from up here or down here in the middle. I'm just gonna clear this up and start drawing out now. What am I gonna use to represent the forts? Obviously color. I'm gonna use circles. The blue fort always team 1. I'm just gonna put it at this top corner. And the red fort, I need to click off, will be in this corner, as I said earlier. And how I was talking about the urban area, what I wanted to do is I wanted to put in this mill area here. It won't be directly It'll remind if you ever seen the custom map Airfields by Shadow Ultima, it'll essentially be like buildings or obstacles in the middle, but unlike that map, you won't be able to place units on top. It'll be like a lot of cover for units that not just tanks, like any unit could take advantage of. It'll be tougher for airmechs to get in there and get kills, tougher for for line of sight based units to attack alongside a large group, like just centipeding or flowing through it, like lighter, medium, and infantry units, which versus tanks would have a harder time in this area. And that's what I want this area here to be. It's going to be have an outpost here. I'm gonna use gray and make it a box for outpost in the middle. I think a little bit down here, slightly not directly in the middle, because I still want a clear line of sight here. Where there's anywhere if you're guarding this completely, you're not gonna be able to see if anything sneaks by up here. I want this area to be safe. Let's color it green. Quotations safe. I'm using a mouse, so this won't be very accurate. Very good writing. And the rough area of the urban environment, like where all the buildings will be, I don't want to use that color. Yeah, I guess I will have to. It's gonna be like right here to the middle, almost to the middle. Because what I also want to do in the middle, remember black I was gonna say using for dead space, there's gonna be a nice big blotch of dead space right here. So, because I'm gonna put another outpost down here, and I don't want you like directly crossing it. Maybe you could. It'll be tough to go outpost versus outpost on like here in this position, right? And I want to draw that out. And I need to say this again. This map's gonna be a lot, for the most part, very flat compared to the many other AirMech maps, which will have a lot of elevation changes or like creating those chasms, like on Chasm. Instead, it's going to be nice and open, but still have like kind of paths, like kind of guiding you. There's going to be a bit more dead space here, because you'll see why in a bit. And it's going to be symmetrical dead space. I think I want to move it back more, and that's where I want it to be. Then I'm gonna start putting the other neutral outposts. This will be pretty normal, more normal outpost here. No urban. It's gonna be more clear, like you would see on Duel, Crater. What other map has a clear middle that's not has anything insane about it? I'm not thinking right now. I'm too lazy to think right now. I'm gonna start placing the other outposts here. Like I want an outpost down here, obviously, to draw attention, to get attention towards here, but it's gonna be neutral, of course. So you have to fight your way towards it. And this is gonna be the same for both sides. You need to draw this bottom part too, since that's gonna be also a feature of here, how the bottom is. I'm gonna have it slightly weird, interesting looking. I think it's gonna be a downward elevation. I'm gonna draw little ramps to help me down. That'll help remind me that it's a downward elevation, because that will also provide cover for units if it goes down in elevation and they specifically crawl around here. But I'm also gonna do something interesting. I'm gonna use gray triangles to mark the area where I want like lockbox spawns here. This is gonna be a tight path, and how I want it to work is, if you leave it for a while, not only will there be credit boxes to draw far away attention, that'll go like you need to draw attention to this downward area. Not only do I want that, but also if no one pays attention to it for a while, the path will be blocked and you need to manually move it all if you want to go use this path. Alright, so that's like that's 4 outposts, but this is going to be a pretty big map. Remember, it's going to be the size of Thar, and that's but I'm gonna like style it more of an RTS, instead of like how AirMech does weird lanes things and trapping you into certain paths, playing like tug of war all day. So what I wanted to do, what I plan to do, is have a starting outpost, or like an outpost you could easily capture, because Carbon made it like all the maps start with neutral outposts no matter what. I'm gonna mirror it the same for the other team, obviously. And how this works is kind of like your economy is based on this second outpost. It's going to be a ton of sockets. I'm not going to know what color to use. Maybe I'll use purple to mark sockets. Like, it's going to be a ton of sockets in this back area, or like this area here. Match that, and that's where it's going to be a nice cluster of sockets for you to build, for the teams to build their economy, but also for the other team to potentially harass. It's going to be a nice cluster, so you're almost guaranteed to at least be worthwhile to go rush in there. It's not going to be an easy save like on like Chasm with that factory with the 4 sockets over here. If you're putting all your attention in this one socket, a mech could just fly in, grab it, and all your efforts ruined. And even if you bring units, they probably won't be in range of here, or they could just scoop them all up because there's so few sockets. And a mech can carry a couple. You could scoop those up, place them in safety, do the same for the others. On this map, they'll be in somewhat large clusters where you can't do that, or it's going to be really hard for them to do. It's like a micromanage, like having a ton of economy, but economy is still going to be important. And I'm probably going to do I really want to do the same double outpost style down here. This will be an even bigger driving force to go down here. Originally, how I had I had the map drawn, where I'm looking at the reference where you guys can't see it, was that I originally put the outpost here, but then I was thinking, like, if you lose that, if the team actually grabs this, this team's actually kind of lost. It was like one outpost down here only. So if the defending team loses this outpost, they've lost the game essentially. But then I just wanted to change it, instead replace those outposts that I originally planned there with lockbox spawns, just normal ones, just out in the open. Right, so if the team does like grab a mid, they don't immediately have like a supreme advantage. There's still a lot of options for this defending team to either take a side path through down here. I don't want a triangle anymore. Through down here, or through up here, or they still have an open outpost to still continue going by, or they could just potentially, this bottom one, just roll right through it. Hope pop, maybe, we'll see. This map isn't supposed to be designed like other AirMech maps where you're varying the situation up into your face with the next outpost tug of war, or whatever. Each incremental steps any team takes is a step backwards for the other team. No, this one's still gonna it's gonna put the favoring team a couple steps forward, but the other team will be put back a lot of steps backwards. They'll still have chances to do things, or counterplay, or react to counter even. Yeah, this is for the most part the general layout, but I'm going to show you like the force motion, why I drew the dead space like this. So I'm also planning on probably having the lockbox immediately spawn like when the game starts, so that you could actually do something interesting in the beginning game, instead of everyone just like normally going after the neutral outpost at the start. Like every single map, like when this starts, there'll be lockbox spawned in like these 4 places, so you could potentially not care about this outpost. I might start at neutral, or whatever. You could be hampering your push immediately movement, early movement, going in either here to go far away and grab this here, or even farther away and probably snipe this if you're lucky. Just multiple more choices from the beginning. And then how I'm thinking how this goes later game, like everyone's gonna have this, hopefully each team has capped their bottom expansion area here, and now and probably also set up probably in this area, or like this area, blue stuff in this situation here, set up very nicely. So how this will work is that now everyone's has things everywhere. Like there even be blue stuff here, probably defending the eco. There's probably gonna be a lot of economy down here too. I want the economy in a less sockets in less offensive positions, more supportive economic places in clusters, of course. And how this will work is that now everyone has, hopefully not everyone has forces everywhere. That's kind of, actually they kind of should, but if they have forces everywhere, there's going to be some place, a waypoint anywhere. So any team, going to use this darker blue, any team could just come in like through a safe area here, maybe attack this fort, attack the fort, or they could go around and go attack the economy. Same goes for down here. You come in through here, eat the economy, or you like send it as a distraction, and then you send like your big force through like the middle here, or you start like working with a teammate and dropping units, like take that outpost, then drop units by in here, then go for the fort. It's that kind of like planning layout that I would rather have than like most of the official maps, where if you grab mid, or whoever grabs mid has like a ton of options to spread out everywhere, but the other team, their only main option is to go back from mid to react to mid, and that's kind of boring to me. Like kind of no strategy there, but now with how this layout is made, it's kind of made to like focus focus attentions a bit everywhere, and hopefully create a tipping point where a team could take advantage of it. Alright, and this probably concludes episode 1 right here now, because we're probably going to move into actually making the map now. Alright, see you guys till next time.